stoked.
All right, here we go. Is it going?
Yep.
Okay. Now we're going to do two things real quick. First of all, I'm going to talk to you guys about a Hoguchi, which a Hoguchi is a tinder box. It's made a certain way that you guys can actually carry coals and stuff that you guys can basically start a fire. The Hoguchi is actually one of the ninki that's found in the Tomoru. It's also found in other densho as well. Okay. So I'm going to go over that. The box itself is not a specific type of box. It doesn't have to be made a certain way. Dimensions is something that you carry. However, the inside of the box have to be prepared a certain way because the inside of the box has to be able to hold coals, has to be able to hold embers, has to be able to hold tinder, and carry it. You catch what I'm saying? So the inside has to be prepared a certain way. We're not going to get about what it has to be lined with and prepare right now because the camera's going. That's for you guys when the camera's not going. But we're going to get into how they would carry that. First of all, we're going to talk about two things. One, how do you start a fire, any type of fire if you guys were, out and about and all that good stuff. You guys would make, to get tinder, you guys would get what's called what I call a bird's nest, right? You get these loose branches and you create a circle, kind of like what I did there. You create this circle, right? And you make a circle out of it like a wreath. And then inside the wreath, you pack it full of a bunch of dry stuff or things that are flammable. That's the key, that's the goal. Now, a lot of times you see in Ninjutsu Densho and this and this and this and all these different survival magazines, use such and such a plant, use such and such a tree, use such and such a leaf. If you're looking for an effect of the leaf, right, from one perspective, then it's pretty specific what leaf you need. If you're not looking from a physical effect of it, and you're just wanting something to light on fire, it doesn't matter what leaf, tree, branch, stick, it just has to have the properties. So if you want something to get lit on fire, don't get green stuff. Get stuff that is dead. It is just that simple. One of the jobs of the shinobi was arson. Their job was to sneak in without being seen, without being heard, and burn the bitch to the ground. That was their job. So when speaking about that, what you guys need to know is the properties. You need to know the properties to build a nest, and that's called a nest. The outside of the nest or the outside of the wreath has to be made with stuff that's still kind of alive and kind of dead, because you got to take really thin branches and you've got to be able to bend them. You got to be able to bend them and then interweave them together. You catch what I'm saying? So you don't want it too dry because then they're so brittle it breaks. Do you catch what I mean? So there's that. Make sure that the wreath or the outer part of that nest has enough properties to bend where you can create that. On the inside, you want to stuff it full of stuff that's completely dead. It needs to be brown, it needs to be gray, it needs to be dead. The deader it is, the easier it is going to ignite. So, if I take stuff like this, not only is this shit green, but it's also fairly wet because, and if you guys don't know what I'm using, make sure you watch my Seizon Jutsu videos, you get all that. Not only is it green, right? Get out of the way. Not only is it green, but it's fairly wet, so to get a spark, you're going to be doing that shit all day long to get something going. The drier it is, right? The drier it is like this, and the way you've prepared it tight, if you can get in there and really push, oh shit. The Hoguchi box is the same exact thing. Instead of carrying around loose tinder of something that you're going to have to, if you carry that around, you're going to lose control of it. So basically, all this is it's a fire. It's something that you're going to use to start a fire. It is not the flame. It can be a coal, it can be an ember, or it can be a specially made tinder that'll ignite really quick, like char cloth. This kind of stuff, right? Now the inside underneath here, like I said, there would be a specific thing that they stick on it to keep the flame from not attacking the wood. Again, you just stick it in there to start the flame. There you go. If I'm already underneath the house, imagine I'm already underneath the house and I'm lighting the fire, Do you see what I'm saying? You put it out. There you go. So this is called a Hoguchi box, yep. And that's actually one of the tools, ninki for